Hey there, it's Adil with Fresh Mark Sense and another fresh review. Today I'll be reviewing Dua fragrances. Yes, these are Arab fragrances released in America for the purpose of dodging the IFF or whatever, the regulatory agency in Europe that cuts out all the real wood notes. Yes, you've heard it right. As of 2017 or 19 onwards, they have eliminated or banned real wood products from being used in perfumes made in Europe. So, some people have gone to Arab companies and other continents to try new perfumes and see if they can rekindle that, well, the fire of wood perfumes, the romance of wood perfumes. Hopefully, you're not burning it. That's not a good idea. Um, Dua is the brand in choice. In what I'm talking about, there has been Mancera before that offer more loud and bodacious scents that are longer lasting, and they are, I mean, they are quite basic sometimes. In some ways, some of them can come off as. Actually, I don't want to say too much about Mancera like it's bad, because really, there are some complex fragrances and there are some fragrances that are just overpowered, and I think that's the fatal flaw of Mancera in some instances where they have a sort of melange of ingredients and one note is a little bit more overpowered than the other, and it produces something that is very heavy in one direction. So you get another Arab brand, and this is Dua. We are reviewing three fragrances today. Flagship II, which is the second fragrance that Dua have ever made. I've got it, I've just sprayed it 15 minutes ago on this hand. It's still very oily. You can see the shininess on my hand. There you go. So you get the Thai oud, saffron, bergamot on top, a little bit creamy, limey bergamot on top, powdery, sour, grapefruit. It's very airy and sour, not too much. The blue fizz of juniper berry is like a very cooling, cloudy fizz of blue fruit in the juniper berry. It smells like blueberry if you were to simplify it. Mixing with the saffron and Thai oud. The saffron and Thai oud, saffron gives it some sweetness, some richness. Very much a formal dinnerware scent if you wanted to impress people at a dinner party or a formal event like that. But it's a very relaxing and luxurious scent. It has brandy and cognac in it, and this is what gives it a sweet, mysterious depth about it. No, let's not say mysterious because I mean a lot of people have been drunk before. It's not like you never heard of, but it's just that extra richness that you get with the fruity. The Thai oud, it has fruity nuances and it has dry wood nuances, and it has some green jungle almost nuances where it's like a dark green earthy wood. So when you mix the cognac with that, it adds some really rich depth to it. The sweetness, the balsamic nature of it, it really contrasts all the different facets of the Thai oud. So with the Thai oud, you get that dark green nuance. You get the fruity nuances on top. It's very dry. It's slightly spicy. And that fruity nuance is almost like a red fruit nuance, like a spicy red peppery pimento and fruit nuance, mixed with the blue fizz or the blue cloudy, blue cooling fruity nature of the juniper berry, produces something luxurious because it's very layered in the cool and hot nature. Luxurious, formal, exquisite, and I would say it's almost a perfume of a well-traveled person because it has nuances from many different places, and the green tobacco vetiver in this really gives it a depth and maturity. So you can wear this. What age would be too young for this? I mean, if you're a teenager, well, if you really like this fragrance, go for it. I mean, if you got the money to go for it, I mean, go for it. But this is a limited edition, so I will be wearing this on formal events when I want to impress people, maybe on winter, autumn. Probably wouldn't wear it in summer, but it does have a fruity nature that could be worn in summer if maybe I let it relax for about 45 minutes and then walk out. So this fantastic fragrance, limited edition, 100 ml. I was gonna say I don't actually pay for the little 30 mils of Dua because you have to pay shipping and it adds up to about £85 per thing, per bottle. So for me, this adds up to about £120, 110, and I use PayPal Pay in 3, so I cut that 3, so it's like 30, 37, £44 in the month. So just keep up to date with that and you'll be alright. But this is going for pretty cheap if you look at it as a steel price divided by 3, and considering it's limited edition, I'll grab that and go, as I have myself. Anyway, next one. Fantastic fragrance I've reviewed yesterday. It has a caramel coffee gourmand vibe. I'm just going to spray it because I love it. I sprayed a little bit on my jacket before I went for my breakfast coffee. I just thought that is a very nice way to start the day. And, you know, I got, you know, people were like, oh, what was that sort of caramel smell? So it has a dark chocolate and raisin with the, it has a cognac. It doesn't have brandy. I misspoke last time actually. It does have cognac in it. It does have, sorry, dark chocolate cognac. Bitter almond is coming through. And a very strong syrupy and then toffee like caramel. So that's what's going on here. You get a very sweet gourmand. I believe it's got some, no, it does not have vanilla, but the sandalwood is so creamy you would think it's a very rich vanilla. It almost smells like the Goo cheesecakes, GU I think, or I don't know whether you're supposed to abbreviate or not, whatever. So those cheesecakes, I'm just imagining eating one right now. They have a brownie layer, then they have a soft chocolate layer in between that is melted. So you get the baked edge on the top, which is slightly darker and bitter, and then you get the sweeter chocolate sauce in between. And that's what this is doing. It has that dark chocolate and then the caramel in between with the sweeter notes of that cognac, the sweet almost dried fruit notes of that cognac are really coming through with the sugarcane in this to give a bittersweet dried fruit effect that resembles, as I said before, dairy milk, fruit and nut. And I think that this bottle is the box is very aptly colored like a dairy milk, fruit and nut. And I just recognized that yesterday, so I thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, lovely fragrance, like very nice gourmand, sweet dairy milk, fruit and nut. If you want to smell like that, that's great. If you can't stand sweet perfumes, also give this actually no, there are no samples. That is pretty sad. I still think you should give it a go. If you don't like sweet fragrances though, if you really can't stand anything with chocolate or anything, stay away from this, because this is a duplicate of Kilian's Black Phantom Black Widow. So check that out. And the last one, because I don't want to leave you guys hanging without a blue fragrance, something for the masses, something for the Creed fanboys, let's say. This is better than Creed, right? We're sucking it, sorry. But this has got pineapple, Artemisia, sage, uh, ambergris, amberwood, that mandarin, grapefruit, lemon. This has got all that fruitiness and pineapple nature of Creed in the beginning, but it mixes it with Elysium. Poseidon's Ottoman Supernova is a cross between Elysium, Havicat, and Creed Aventus. So, juicy pineapple on the top, long-lasting freshness from the bitter herbal nature of Artemisia. I actually like the Artemisia in here. I avoided the whole LaMale line apart from Eau Fresh because of Artemisia and how it was used over there. But this has amberwood resins, and the pineapple stops it from being overly bitterly green and fresh, which I don't really like. How bitterly green the absinthe note of the Artemisia was, well, it was giving me a bitter taste in my senses, so I didn't like it. But this has a sweetness of patchouli to uplift the bitter nature, the bitter fresh green nature of the Artemisia. You get some vanilla and ambergris in the base. You also have some labdanum to really ground the fragrance. So you have a woody, that woody, leathery base. And the top note is fruity pineapple with zesty grapefruit. You get a very nice mid of herbal smokiness. That smoke from the Havicat comes in. So you get a smoky, sour pineapple. Smoky, sweet and sour pineapple. Made a little bit sour by the herbal nature of the clary sage. And you get tangy, resinous labdanum in the base. It's got a real sharp tanginess to it, sour sweetness. That is, it really kicks from the base of the perfume and gives a nice finish when everything dries down. The salty ambergris to the deep woody oak moss, the real oak moss. When I smelled this oak moss, I was like, yes, that is what I'm missing out on in Eau Sauvage, the newest one. The Eau Sauvage perfume by Dior, the original Eau de Toilette, because that had lemon freshness, but the oak moss was dead. The oak moss was dead, and I just couldn't handle it. I was thinking, what are you doing to me? But I got this, and I was very happy with the oak moss in this. Some females that I just checked out with, girls, whatever, just asking randomly, like they said it was a bit too woody. They got the freshness of it, but they thought it was a bit too woody. And they got the oak moss as a bit strong. But then again, some people really loved the freshness of it, and that overpowered all of the other comments because it was different from something like Dior Sauvage or whatever. But it was sweet, unique, and it had some class with that woody note. Although some people thought the woody notes were a bit too much, I think it's an experience to really have real oak moss in here, smell it, and remember what it smells like. Because I smelled Eau Sauvage like an old bottle, like the Eau de Toilette when it was really old. And I didn't like the perfume in terms of the citrus when I was really young. I just picked it up from somebody else's house, just a memory of spraying it. But I really liked the oak moss note in it, because I thought, oh, that smells like a man. I'll be like, oh, I'd like to smell like a mature man when I'm older, like when you're just like 12 or something. So you want to just feel like a little bit older. That was the scent of a man, that real oak moss scent. So glad I could capture in something that is a modern classic, the Creed Aventus, with some real oak moss, the freshness of Artemisia, because I wanted a scent with Artemisia because I liked it, but I thought it could be used better. Fantastic fragrance. Definitely check that out. Poseidon's Ottoman Supernova. So, as you know, people, I'm not actually selling these fragrances. Even in decants, I'm not selling these because these are mine. These are my limited edition and I'll never show them. Alright. I suggest that you guys pick these up because I'm not selling samples or anything. You're probably not going to find it online. I checked eBay for the Creed Aventus and Baccarat Rouge Generation X with juniper berries and broxin. That was actually in my cart. And I thought that little bar below where it says somebody bought something was fake. Well, they bought something that was in my cart and it got sold out. So I panic bought these two. But I suggest that if you're into Gourmand fragrances, check out this one. If you're into rich, formal saffron oud and a little bit like fruity oud, be prepared for a blueberry, spicy, fruity oud with honey nuances. So if you're into that, go for it. But not everybody's into it. But it's definitely going to get compliments for the uniqueness of it. Or, I mean, I just love it myself. You know, I don't want to even recommend this too much because it's quite a unique fragrance. But I love it for the fruity oud and honey that you experience in this. It's not for everyone, so don't hate me if you come back and you don't like it. But I really like the honeyed wood, saffron and blueberry effect of this. I think it's unique. I think it's fresh. I think it's gentlemanly. And it's luxurious gentleman. Luxurious formal gentleman at some kind of formal dinner party in a tuxedo and everything. This is my tux. This is my Asian tux. You know, I think I might just go for tux to get that sort of European herbal freshness in the fields, like a lily in the fields, you know, rather than that sort of desert rose spiciness that I always go for. But that's just, I'll probably go for tux just for contrast, but really, I would be wearing this at formal events all the time. So check that one out if you want something unique. Check Black Widow out if you want the gourmand of a lifetime. And if you want something better than Creed Aventus, check out Poseidon's Ottoman Supernova. And spoiler alert, something else is coming from Dua. It hasn't even arrived, but it's in the mail. It is Poseidon's Elixir 2.0. No, I don't have the bottle. But it's like this, but it doesn't have the Havicat or the Elysium. It's Poseidon's, it's Creed Aventus Elixir 2.0 because it's got extra pineapple fruitiness plus the original wood notes. So that is next. And definitely check out the limited edition runs of Dua fragrances in 100ml because that is the best way to introduce yourself into this fragrance line and have something that is tried and tested, because these are all the ones that are tried and tested, the best sellers. You might as well get in a 100ml, get in and get out. If you want a gourmand, there you go. If you want a fresh one, there you go. And if you want a oud, there you go. But stay tuned for more Dua, and I'll be reviewing this limited edition. And if you want it, go get it right now because it's running out quickly. And I've already panic bought two because I've lost what was in my cart. Take care. Let me know what you think in the comments section and stay fresh. See ya.